You good?
Mm.
You about to leave, babe? Okay, I'll see you a little later. Okay. What's up, P?
What's the deal?
I'm good, man. I'm glad to have you today. I don't want to wait until a lot of people come in because since it's recorded anyway, it's gonna live on YouTube. They'll fall in and they'll get it if they need to run it back. But shout out to Queen Patty. Queen Patty, be blessed, man. Thank you for logging in early. Um, what I want to do, P, before we actually get into our conversation, I feel it's very important and a necessity of mine. The way I do my platform here is to first give you your flowers. All right. P, first of all, you're an actual real friend of mine, an
Yes,
actual
sir.
real brother of mine. You know, I love you dearly. I love your family. Our families are families. And what I do want to say to you directly is, which I've always been saying to you directly, for the people who don't know, Prob is one of the most talented people in the industry, hands down. I don't care what you call it. I don't care who you talk to. And actually, the people who know, they know this. We all have these same kind of conversations about problem and who you are as a creative, I'll say.
Mhm.
Um, I'm talking about some musically somebody who you can put in the studio by himself with just the computer, the programs, and the booth, and he can literally come out with a whole album. Like, not a lot of people can do that. And I'm talking about this man been doing that for years. He taught me how to record myself when I didn't want to record myself. And not only that, you're multi-talented in many ways. First, people don't know you can sing. That's a whole other thing. That's all. People don't know you can sing. You're an awesome dad, awesome father, a great friend, and just an all-around super dope human being. And another thing we're going to get into this conversation is you being a businessman, right?
Mm.
We've been artists for so long, and we've been employees for so long. It's good to watch you build your own company, build your own media company, a media conglomerate, this big thing, and move forward in your career. And with just a new burst of energy, man. I'm proud to call you a friend. I'm proud to call you a brother. I love you, and thanks for joining me in my space.
For
Appreciate you, man.
sure. Love you too, brother.
My brother. Um, I do. Let's start from the beginning. Oh, shout out to the chat. People falling in, man. Tafashe is definitely in the building. Tyler Sims is definitely in the building. Miss Yvonne, Victor Moan Jr. definitely in the building. BW definitely in the building. Shout out to all y'all, man. We gonna have a dope conversation today. I'm really excited today. P, let's start from day one.
Hmm.
Where did when you fell in love with music? What was that like? When did you fall in love with music, or when did you know that I'm going to be doing music is what I want to do?
Uh, that day, that first day, I went to the studio with somebody else, and I just got to watch and see everything, and I was just like, "Whoa, this is kind of insane! Like you can just do whatever you want in here." Going with a rapper that was like that used to go to the studio all the time. Left, and I had some extra money, so I stayed after, and I never left the studio since. That was never. I had never done a rap or anything like that. I had just seen it. I was like, no, 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 I gotta do this. And after that first day, yeah, I really ain't stopped since.
You've been. It's funny you picked it up so early. When you and I met,
Mhm.
another thing which I thought was interesting. When you and I met. We met at a friend's studio,
Yeah,
um, and we just clicked. You know what I
yeah,
mean? It's funny how you and I, if you remember, we were at the studio. We kind of like drifted off to the corner, and
yeah,
we just like kind of like naturally vibed, right?
yeah.
And then that just carried on. I remember early on the days of you invited me to a spot. Obviously, I know you remember the spot. It was a real little spot in Hawthorne, a very
Yeah,
little bitty place,
yeah.
and you asked me to get on. It was a song you had with like a gang rappers on it.
Yeah,
You remember that record?
yeah.
And
Mhm.
and from then on, man, we was just bros. We was just tied in. And I also have to thank you for you, the one who kind of put me on game about the world of music on the internet. What I mean by that is you introduced to me these forums,
Yeah,
West Coast Riders, Dub CNN. I didn't
yeah,
even know that
so,
was going on,
yeah,
right? And being an active rapper in LA, if you ain't around a bunch of active rappers, you start to feel like you by yourself. I'm in the hood, right? Nobody rap like me in the hood or love it like me in the hood.
Right.
So I didn't have a community, you know what I mean? Not too much, outside of high school. And you
Right.
showed me that no, it's a whole world in your own backyard of niggas who get down. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And producers, rappers alike. Um, did you just kind of like, how did you even find that? How did you get into a space where you were on the internet and it was able to like, record songs, put songs on the internet, meet in these forums? How'd you even get out like that?
So my mixtape, the second round knockout, the one we were selling in the streets, shout out to
Word.
Grand Entertainment. It had ended up getting to Styles, recipe Styles. Styles was the owner of West Coast Riders.
Rest in peace,
So
man.
he ended up calling the number on the CD or however you found people back then. It's like, I love your stuff. I'm gonna put it on my site. I'm like, your site? What's the site? What are you talking about? And he's like, it's called westcoastriders.com. And once he put it up there, I just saw like this world of music that was happening
Yeah.
nonstop 24 hours. Like you can post this and then you're in France and China and Africa. So everybody's tapping in, and it just was like, this was the first time this was even going on. So it became a thing to get your music to Style so he can upload it to the site so the world can see it instead of just this neighborhood that I was servicing with the CDs. And once I saw what it was doing to my popularity in this form, in this thing, I'm like, oh, all the dope niggas to come on. Like, cause I'm over here battling. Remember, I was battling weak niggas and
Yep.
all shit.
Yep.
I was like, man, I gotta get the homies over here. Then more homies told more homies, told more homies, told more homies. I hooked them up with Terrence. Terrence takes them to Snoop. Then the West Coast now gets the light on westcoastriders.com. So
That's dope. And shout out to Styles, man. Rest in peace. He had such a love for all of us direct individually, right? And also just a love for our culture, being on the West Coast and really putting on for us. And he did a lot for so many of us. You know what I mean? From the Kendricks, right?
Yeah.
Even Snoop's and all the, Snoop was more Julio G, but Styles did as much for everybody under that. Game and stuff.
And Nima too with Dub
And Nima for sure. Nima Dub CNN for sure.
And now he's one of the CEOs.
Yep. Yeah. Who I did want to ask you who, matter of fact, it's crazy. I don't even know if I ever asked you this question for myself. Who was one of your biggest influences coming up? Oh, you know what? I want to guess. Can I guess?
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm not sure if his biggest influences, but I know he struck a chord somewhere.
Go. Hit it.
Is it Mace?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
When I became an artist, my biggest influence is probably like Eminem, Dr. Dre.
I should have guessed that. I should have guessed Eminem.
Tupac, of course, Eazy-E, Dre, the lineage of all of that for sure. But Eminem on some outside of my culture, outside of my city. Eminem, storytelling, the battles with on the story tapes, that Eminem, that hi, my name is, right before it really got to the world, I was on it. And it's like, bro, what is this? This dude is like not talking about being rich. He's not talking about balling. He's talking about bars and his baby mama and being mad in his life. This shit sound like me right now. But he's doing it over these fresh ass beats. I'm like, dude, he's called him for sure as far as the storytelling, the cadence switches, the courage to try things. Huge influence. And then you mix that with this heavy West Coast, the Eazy-E's, Dr. Dre's, the DJ Quicks.
For sure.
It keeps going and going on. But prior to me doing music, what's crazy? My favorite and my first hip hop song that I like fell in love with was MC Breed, Ain't No Future in Your Front.
Really? I don't know what made me think Mace. Was that somebody else too? I don't know what made me think Mace, but it was Breed?
Breed, that's when I was like, what's this? Because back in the like the 80s and early 90s, it was a lot of more R&B than hip hop. So my mom would kind of dabble everywhere. But I remember she started playing Ain't No Future in Your Front. And I remember when she got that single. And that's the one that I was like, play that back. Play that black. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
He was swagging on it. Beat was banging. I'm like, yo, what is this? So,
that is crazy because for the people who don't, well, let's say a generation who are maybe tuning into rap now, or like some '90s babies and stuff like that. I'm talking about '90s babies that was born in the '90s, not people who lived through the '90s. But um, when they hear the name Eminem, right, they start looking at Eminem now, which I'm not, no disrespect to Eminem now, I'm not at all.
Right.
But they understand, like when you and I used to have these conversations about these, like M is what I'm talking about, insane,
Insane.
absolutely insane.
He's probably the most, outside of Dot now, probably the most commercial backpack rapper we had ever seen at that time. As far as like, he figured out how to turn like the backpack hip hop thing. And of course, being white helped, but he even knew that, and he knew to play into that too.
For sure.
To make very, very extreme lyricism mainstream. So that's what I took from him as well. Like, how can you be super, super dope but still coexist in this commercial world?
Yeah,
So
and did it in a way where it was like, to your point, you make a great point about he knew he was. I mean, he obviously he's white,
right.
And he knew that and used it, but he didn't use it in a way where it's like it was like the dirty side of it, right? Obviously, the trailer park side of it, obviously,
right. He was
right.
He's white people's ghetto.
He could talk about things. I can't never get on record, no matter what. I mean, I love my mom, but no matter what relationship I have with my mom, I can't never get on record and say I want to kill my mom.
Yeah,
that don't resonate with us and our people. We like, yo, this is crazy. It don't resonate.
Yeah.
But for him to do that, it was like, yo, it's like hearing cleaning out my closet. Like, wait, what?
Yeah,
like what is going on?
He figured out a way to still be dangerous and white at the same time, because like that's what attracts everybody to hip hop music, like danger, like how edgy is this? This is crazy. But he did it without using the black formula of whatever the shit that we deem dangerous. He didn't do that. He did what white people deem dangerous, and it was like, whoa, this is explosive.
It's insane. Let me. What did you think for yourself? Getting to have these kind of influences. These well, at the time Eminem wasn't a star yet. He was on his way to be. But Dre and Snoop and were who they were, right? Did you kind of see yourself as like, I want that, or was it more so like I want to be dope, right? Like a lot of us thought that we just want to be dope, and a lot of us didn't see maybe even maybe a realistic job in music per se. But how did you view it? Be like, when you told yourself, I want to be an MC, I want to be a rapper. What did you see for yourself for that in the future?
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I saw everything that we end up doing.
Wow.
Like, I would go to sleep and I can see it. I would manifest. I feel like there's the reason to do it. There was no other reason to do it besides because being dope is like, it's like the hoop court. It's a bunch of dudes that's fire, but it's the ones that work to go get into that league. And I knew once we got into that league, we gonna win some championships, and that was all it was about. It's like putting up points on the board once we get here. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't say I knew it to the T, but if you'd have told me, if you'd have asked me prior to Range or prior to Diamond Lane, will we be rapping in front of 20,000 people a bunch of times? Will we be on TV? I'd be like, hell fucking yeah, we would. That's the point, because we work. It ain't even about being talented or being fly or the chains. I don't know anybody that was working more than us.
Yeah.
And what I know, with me being a Kobe fan, it's not about talent. It's who's working the most. And if you happen to be talented and you work the most,
that's the plus.
Nobody outworked us. Nobody was in the studio as much as us. Nobody wrote as much as us. Nobody took as much chances as us in different genres, going to other niggas' studios, going on their shit, coming back, slaughtering our shit. Nah, the work is where the confidence lied with us. And I'm a firm believer that if you work hard enough, you're going to get everything you want.
For sure. And you really it's amazing. What's funny was even being next to you in the studio for so many years, we worked differently, obviously, right?
Yeah.
So I was a little more lazy, kick back, right?
No, you wasn't lazy. See, we got to take that too, because I remember having a conversation with somebody that recently. I don't know if it was lazy. I just was having this conversation, so I'm gonna clean that up for you. It wasn't lazy. The thing is, you're such a hip hop purist. If it don't hit your soul,
for sure, 100%.
I became a machine because of child support, Because,
Yeah,
but
right.
then,
Right. Yeah.
I have no other skills that I've lied into. Like this,
Mhm.
I have to do this. So I may
Right.
not
Except
like this.
basketball.
So it's like, I may not want to go hoop.
Yo,
But I
basketball,
do.
yo, you can. Well, you can who?
Yeah, I do. I just see. But even that is. But even that
Yeah.
is like we had a different tick because I
Uh-huh.
had to produce, engineer, and mix as well. So I couldn't not like things because even
You're
when we
right.
had to
Right.
change stuff that I wasn't maybe fond of listening to on my times, like, but this is what
Mhm.
we're here to do is to get this out.
You gotta do it.
So
Yeah.
you had to
I like
balance
that.
that. But you still
Right.
rapped more than a lot of niggas that I know
Yeah.
for sure.
I'm definitely removing that from the vocab because how I saw it in the studio, it wasn't. You're right. I never didn't rap because I just didn't feel like it. I didn't have that feeling of I don't feel like it. If I didn't like
Nah,
something, that's different. I didn't feel
right.
like it. I never felt like I didn't feel like it. I came to the studio to be there to
Yeah,
hear something.
if a beat come on that
It's
grab
on.
you, you're right.
It's
And you
on.
might
And
write the
that's
whole song and nobody else can get on it. So that
yeah.
don't sound like lazy to me. That
Here's the
sounds like
thing
an
too.
art.
And here's the thing. Not to toot our horn. You and I also not only were we in the studio every day, we wrote faster than everybody. So
Everybody.
the output was way more in one day than the average rapper in one day going to the studio. You and I, we would
And that was
literally be like, "All right, I'm done. I'm done. Are you ready? Let's go."
right.
You know
But
what I
we was
mean?
in the
And
gym, we was in there sharpening we was sharpening each other knives every
yeah,
day. So it's the point
for
we go
sure.
anywhere else. We cooking everything else moving because we sparring against each other all day. So I don't want to say lazy. I think if you stood next to me and if you looking from a lens 100 miles away, it'd be like, oh, problem's doing more than luck. But
Mm.
nah, after getting older, realizing, and then just meeting other artists and everybody, man, everybody don't tick the same. And
Everybody process different.
you can't take this rule and well that makes this because he's doing that. Like, nah, like this is really like it's really spiritual.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
When you pulling words out your brain and putting them together, this puzzle in front of people, man. That thing, people call it easy because you're not lifting bricks or you're not
Right.
steady,
Yeah,
but nobody else could do it like you. So special talents have you got to treat special.
for
So
sure.
no, I don't. Hell no, because it's still 375 luck songs that I have that I know that
For sure.
I know niggas like yeah that ain't got 20 songs that's outside soul. Nah, that ain't lazy.
You
You
know,
may
it's
not didn't
funny.
want to now you may not didn't want to do none of the rap shit. You may didn't want to do the
Yeah,
interviews,
yeah, no, yeah,
the threads,
yeah, yeah.
that part lazy as a
Right.
motherfucker. Like
Right.
I'm like, dog,
For sure.
TV, why do we gotta go up to 106? We can just stay here. I'm like, what? All right, let's do it. I'll go.
Right.
You don't want to
Hey,
show. I'll go handle it for us.
it's funny you talk about the process, right? And you make a great point with that because for the people who don't know, like most civilians don't know, like Nipsey, rest in peace,
Oh
right?
my
Nipsey
god.
took forever to write,
Oh my
right?
god.
And people don't know that. And
Oh my
like it
god.
used to be for me, we'd be at Terrace House, and Nipsey would take forever to write a verse. But and I wrote so fast that it used to be like, damn, he still right. But here's the thing: once I learned that what you knew, the process is the process.
Yeah.
Because what came out of that was an incredible verse and an incredible album, as people see.
Yeah.
So it's like no matter what your look, I don't care if you hove and don't write down lyrics.
Yeah.
I write lyrics. You write like me, write lyrics, or whatever your process is. I watch you not write lyrics. Go right in the booth, record. Nigga, I watch you go in the booth. I watch you go hear a beat, go in a booth with the keypad,
Mm-hmm.
and then write and record on the spot.
Yeah.
So, and Fire came out. Majority of the time, all the time, really, Fire. You never spin no whack shit, but Fire came out. And for me, to your point, your process is your process.
Yeah.
However you get that down, however you go down is special in a way, and spiritual in a sense because it's yours.
Very
You know
much
what I
so
mean?
because the art to me even is not even like I specialized in completion, and then you specialized in high end lyricism. And some of completion sometimes can be quick. High end lyricism sometimes it's gonna take that certain rhythm of that music to get that out of you, so
Yeah,
you're comfortable with it.
that's a great way to look at that.
It was a different thing, but both of them were needed because where I would maybe if you wasn't there, I'd have lacked in some lyricism things. I was there where you would have lacked on some speed things.
For
So
sure. Yeah.
that's why we when we went, nobody could see us and everybody knew it.
And you tried to teach me that in a sense when you taught me how to record, because you knew I would hate. I'm like, I don't want to record. I want to rap. But you, it wasn't that you. Well, you already did so much recording of your stuff, our stuff, my stuff. Anybody else to come to the studio, it was you that had to do it. We'd have an engineer and well, not one that can produce output like you.
Yeah.
And you were also not. I had to learn it. You were telling me like, nigga, it ain't that I don't want to record you. If you knew how easy it was, you wouldn't even want nobody to record you. You could just
you could be at your spot in your draw.
Exactly.
Bro, it's been so many times where the beauty of not needing somebody there, I can
Yeah.
get along with my thoughts, where I've created some of my best music just because I knew I can control the speed of when I put this in the computer. Like you find a beauty in your art and then your songwriting when you ain't gotta wait for the engineer to start back over and get the delays right. Like, nigga, hurry up, just hit the 3 key and you feel me? Once you got to see how to shoot the gun, I'm like, oh, I ain't gonna see him no more. And then you started scheduling your times where nobody was there, and you was there because like I knew it was
gonna right. Once that studio fill up, it's over. Yo, hey, sometimes, bro, I'm gonna tell you, man. I think about how you. Sometimes I'll be sitting at home and I just think about a random time where we were together, or we at studio, or we out somewhere, and I just start busting up laughing. One for sure is Chupacabra. I'll never not laugh at that. That has to be the funniest thing in the life to me.
I brought it to life. See? I told you eventually I would bring it to life.
We were leaving. What's funny is Daddy didn't know what I'm talking about. We was leaving a video shoot. we going there. You and I, we going down the hill. And nigga, you just said, "Oh yeah, this where the Chupacabras be at." Like, nigga, what? I'll never not laugh at that, dog. What are you saying? It really, dude. It really.
I've seen 3 my whole life.
Oh, and a gang of them. Like,
man, I've seen 3 my whole life, bro.
Oh man.
Yeah, bro.
That is gonna forever be funny to me, dog. All right. Look. So, problem is now only are you making a name for yourself in the streets, right? And it's funny, I'm talking to you like I was there, but okay. Anyway, you making a name for yourself in the streets, right? Right. Mixtapes, doing shows in the clubs, cracking, right? And then this crew, I can't even say technically you joined a crew. It was like we were born, it was born and built together, right? And you and your brothers, which became my brothers right after, built this thing. And this thing was called Diamond Lane, right? And Diamond Lane, man, it was a powerhouse of just, I would say, of grit, hustle, independence, and lifestyle. That's how I would paint that. And it was we learned so much by being a part of this family. Like, you know what I mean? And what was it like? What was it like being a Diamond Lane member, being a OG or original member of Diamond Lane? And did Diamond Lane, because to introduce rap, you were the first rapper. You was the rapper, right? So that means there had to be talks amongst y'all with this is this going to be a thing? Because it starts with him, it starts with you. And did they see the vision right off the bat?
It didn't start with me.
Okay. No, I'm sorry.
Remember, it started with the group. Me, you, Miller, and Kay. Remember, that was the original.
Right. For sure.
That was supposed to be Diamond Lane.
Right. Right.
And then, you know, Miller
You're
ended
right.
up fucking up. I was pissing Bird off. K ended up falling off. You didn't give a fuck either way. You was gonna rap first. So that was the original crew. We were supposed to be the new
The D
NWA.
boys.
It was a
The
member,
D
yeah,
boys.
D boys. Member
Yeah.
from each part of the city, from LA,
Yeah.
Watts, Compton, Inglewood. That was first, and that
Yeah.
disbanded. And I just kind of was like, well, fuck it, let me just keep going. And then we
Yeah.
just
And I was
kept
there
going.
for sure. Like for
And
sure.
yeah,
I'm here
so
and we rocking.
yeah, that was the original play. As far as like prior to music, right? Like these were just the homies. Like these were my friends.
Right.
We fucked around in the streets together. We fucked
Mm-hmm.
around everything together. We was together all the time. I already kind of had my first stint in music with writing, radio play, actually selling actual CDs and
For sure.
moving units. That was prior to Diamond Lane.
Oh,
But
you had your deal. You had a deal before.
Deal Universal, the whole thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right. University. Exactly. Okay.
I already had radio records. I'd already kind of done the dance,
Mm-hmm.
the pre-dance for it a little faster.
Right.
So with Bird's mind and intellect and just the way he wanted this thing to look, and with my Rolodex and with my hustle in the music side, it was like a match made in heaven. And that's why it went so fast. Like Diamond Lane started in 2010, I'm gonna say 10 and a half. And then by
Damn.
2012, we
Yeah.
was the biggest things in rap for show
Yeah.
California, arguably rap music by 2012. So it happened very, very fast for those
Yeah.
who didn't really have to put those 10 years in prior.
And you K-Active was already there.
K Active was with so Bird and them had put it in my pocket entertainment. And that was Bird, that was a few other artists, and it was K. And we had the range entertainment. It was Ed, it was me, it was Zay, it was C.
Right.
Somebody was
Yeah.
like, look, y'all going together anyway. We need to erase both names and come up with one name, and then we're gonna be this thing.
Dope.
And that's how the name Diamond Lane became.
It was crazy was I being there from the early days. I never knew that part though.
Yeah,
I never knew that.
that was
Okay.
really combining the put it in my pocket entertainment and the range entertainment. Both names were probably they wasn't the best names. You got Pimp and you got Deranged. This looks crazy.
Right.
You know,
What's funny was people used to say that about Problem and Bad Luck.
right.
A Google nightmare, right?
That internet kind of fucked up everything. That internet, that's all this. But it was like, let's erase the board and do something fly and clean, something that really represents us, and that's where the name Diamond Lane came from. Bird, Bleezy, Uptown Talk, they ran that. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it all started.
It felt like it. I felt like it was. I mean, it was family, bro. Like even the way it was introduced to me, the idea, and then just the meeting up with the bros, and I remember the first night that I was like, yeah, I'm down. You know, we went to the club that night. Like that night.
Yeah.
You know, and I remember we went to the 720. I'll never forget. Yeah. Went to the club that night, and it felt like immediately. It felt like, oh, I just got a gang of new brothers. Like a bunch
of 50 deep, because you had West Side with us, you had Fellows with us, you had fucking 99s with us.
That's crazy.
With us, we had the 87s with us. It was.
I was gonna say,
look, this was not a thing to do in LA at this point, though. Nobody saw this many people from one place, all with D hats on, in Diamond Lane shirts, and it was like, whoa, what is this movement?
And that's what I thought was interesting, because I'm in a place and I'm looking, I'm like, okay, they from, but we all from, you know what I mean? Yeah. And for me, I was like, that reminded me of some BMF type of conglomerate joining up. You know what I mean? Not in like as far as career. I'm talking about like the unity amongst dudes. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it just felt right. It felt right, and I was excited to be a part of this thing. And now I didn't know where that would go, but I knew that I was like, oh, I'm here, and I'm going to try to be the best version of like Luck, because they believe in me. Rob, you believed in me first. You was the one that, hey, we got to get Luck. That's my boy. We got to, you know, and for you to believe in me like that, and for them to accept me as that, that was for me was an honor, because I'm like, you know me, Pete. You always know I never really wanted to be solo. guy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it felt good that I could rap alongside. That's why I love the idea of D-Boys.
Yeah.
I love what that was going to be. Now, obviously, it didn't work out for many different reasons, but I still had you to
Yeah.
be like, well, Prob's going to be like my duo then, and be like
Yeah.
having his P, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I can I'm comfortable doing that. You know what I mean? And because I was still kind of like, I just like to rap. I didn't really want to be on stages and be in front of,
You like
you know what I
music.
mean?
You don't like the music business part of it at
Yeah,
all.
yeah, that's the part. But and as I got older, obviously it changed a bunch of different times. I did love the fact that where we were and what we were building up to. Um, th- Being independent for so long.
Yeah.
What did you? And obviously, it's not the end of your journey, and you're doing amazing things and a bunch of stuff. What do you think you learned mostly about just being independent? Good or
Uh
bad?
the best thing I learned about being independent is budgeting. Taking a little bit and making it look like a lot.
Mm,
Understanding the just like any business, ROI is what's important. So if you can minimize costs, minimize the spend, and get more bang, you're gonna hit. So with Bird, he was running a factory to the point where it was just studio time he had to pay for. He had a mixer, engineer, and a producer and a rapper all in one guy. So
right,
if you that
right,
cuts four things that you gotta find. And you get what I'm saying? And then this
yeah,
one guy has a Rolodex that record labels and managers wish they had to this day. So if we just put this guy in the studio, he'll produce for our artists, he'll mix our artists,
yep,
he'll bring other power players to this, and it was just smart. And then with having you there as this person that, well, I want to say you became more of a translator for everybody after a while because everybody loved Luck,
mm,
and in the way you kind of can convey messages was different than the way they did.
mm,
So you became this peacemaker when shit got chaotic. So
yeah,
it all just worked. You get what I'm saying? And when it was working, it worked like crazy. And again, it happened very, 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 very fast. Man, I tell Bird all the time, I'm like, bro, I can't name another CEO that got into the business in a year and a half, had the biggest artists in the game, and was
crazy.
competing, and we were in competition with anybody that was number one. That wasn't going to not mention us, and that means any media program, that means TV, that means radio, and so you can see where you would be like, oh, I know what I'm doing.
Right,
I came in and
right,
did it better than anybody and faster than anybody.
mm,
And then with me, what I was on, like, I was on my I told y'all niggas we was it. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that deal. Fuck all that shit you heard before. Niggas told y'all. And then you was just such an assassin. It was, you just couldn't fuck with the trio. And
yeah,
then everybody else together, all the homies, he was running it like a Jewish company. He had his brother here, he had his cousin here, his nephew did this and that. The idea was insane.
people don't know that. People don't know that at that time, the times you're talking about, that Diamond Lane was a real threat, and we knew that. Now the average viewer didn't know that the labels were talking about Bird and Diamond Lane and Problem and what they were doing over there, and like
Oh,
what's going on, who they signed with. They wait, what they not with nobody. Like that was wait, how they on radio? How they song on the
yeah,
all that for them was like a lot going on,
yeah,
and they was, and I think more so they're wondering why like they don't need us in a sense. They got to move it in a way where they don't need us and doing what they want to do when they want to do it.
yeah.
And I'm thinking it was a special thing. I have to talk about this because for us, for me, I would say from my view, perspectives, this was a changing of the guard, right? What
Right.
do you think about when you see this?
Yeah, it's
What comes
on.
to mind?
It's on. It's on. At this point, it's on. We the way the music guys had it set up for that tape to drop the same day that the function video dropped. It was like it's like God was like, all right, y'all turn. Let's see what's going on. I will say, that we just rushed this project because I needed to put something out because function was going so crazy. I remember I was like, I do not want to be just a nigga on this hook, man. I gotta
For sure.
get more records. So it was really a rush thing to do that. And we were talking about what we were doing at that time. So if I was sitting here and tell you like, yeah, we finna fuck them up with this, I don't know. I just know this shit bang. I like it. And every time the women come over here, they don't want to leave. This must be something good. But when that shit hit these Los Angeles streets, it was sayonara. It was it.
I've never seen, because being a part of it is different from being on the outside enjoying the music from somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know, I remember I gave who she's my wife now, but I gave my girl at the time a stack of. Remember, we all passed out a stack to go past our different areas, neighborhoods, or whatever. And I know my girl was going to, her people stay in the jungles, so she was going to a tattoo party. That's how I knew, you know, how long ago it was. Chaz at a tattoo party, crazy. So, I had a stack of them, and I was like, oh well, I mean, since you're going to a tattoo party, just take this and sit this over there. Like if they listen, hopefully let me know what they think. Nigga, she hit me back, and she was like, they played the Mollywood CD the whole time over and over again. They let it run from the start to the finish and then repeated it. And there was no CDs left. And they were asking, where's some more CDs? We need some more CDs. Dog, I knew from then, and mind you, that's just my little bubble of what I heard on my side of like family I gave to. You know what I mean? And the people, and I knew, I was like, oh, no. Because I knew it was dope, but at the same time, keeping it real, people, I'm going to say this online. I was high. Right? Like I'm right. Do the recording of this, bro. I'm high. I'm like, I'm mollied up. It's a thing. We wasn't just rapping. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So
it's a lifestyle. It was a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. So, and to your point, we rushed it. I watch niggas pull up beats, prop, make a hook real fast. All right, look, y'all first, you got something, and then boom, what's the next joint?
Yeah.
So, in that short amount of time, that was dumb fast.
Yeah, we
had a physical copy already ready to go. But this what I did know though. I said, "Oh nah, he out of here."
Yeah.
Now, obviously, I'm there. I'm coming, right? Yeah. But at the same time, I'm like, "Oh no, he's out of here."
Yeah.
Because the streets ate that up. And here's another thing I thought was super dope. Your first show was a Key Club at the time, right? It was Key Club? It was called Key Club. Mm-hmm. And we know you were headlining, and it's supposed to be a big deal. We got the little sprinter, we'd go over there, whatever. And I remember we were worried about ticket sales.
Yeah.
Remember, even up to that night, we was like, man, it ain't sold out. I mean, we still got like a lot of tickets left. Nigga, we pulled up in the rain.
Yeah, in the rain.
It was a line around the corner. Because they pulled up. They wasn't online buyers. These are people who pull up physical.
It's the streets. You know what's crazy? If you look back at the footage of that night, because I have it.
Crazy.
I didn't know Suge was there. I didn't know fucking like Big Sean had opened with another artist. It was
wow.
Yeah, Quick, Sugar Free. It was a lot of people at this show that I had no I really just looked at this the other day. I'm like, damn, man, that first joint got kind of crazy. So yeah, that was a big night for me. I remember being so nervous riding up there, like, man. And then when the walk out there, they kept saying, you want to go look out there. I'm like, nah, I don't want to see till I hit the stage. And when I walked out there, I was like, oh yeah. We good.
Nothing like it. It was nothing like it. And I felt so proud. I felt proud because yes, we're here, but I was on the side of you for so long. I'm like, he getting his just due. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really felt like, bro, I'm a fan of my friends, bro. I'm a fan of my friends. I'm literally a number one cheerleader for my fans, my friends. I'm sorry, from friends. And to be on stage with you and then kick back and watch you up front, you be sitting there like, damn, my nigga going. Like, and the homies looking too like, damn, niggas he getting his just due. It's like the people know what we've been knowing now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. And for me, I was like, oh yeah, his life, everything changes now. Yeah. Everything changes because you can't never go back. You've made Mollywood already. Right. Meaning, nigga, it gotta go up and out from here. And O did it, right? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
O did it.
We doubled down.
Right. Tell me about the story about how Like What came to be. For the people who don't know.
You got it.
You like, nigga, you know.
Yeah, this is so funny. I remember we were headed to Shay Cotton's brother's Halloween party. And I want to say this was the first time we had did Molly. Me and you. We was on the way. And we're in the car. And we're like going an hour and something away. So we just talking. That Molly is whooping niggas. We talking. Somehow I came up like, hey man, what the fuck, man? Man, the project niggas, man, put me on. Shout out to my Bonnie Hunter niggas, man. They put me on that goddamn, had that motherfucking Cash Money going crazy. That motherfucker. It had that Master P. They put us onto the side. We laughing like, yeah. This. I'm like, man, how you do that there? That was my shit. I'm like, we gonna flip that when we get back to the studio. It was light as that. So fast forward, I want to say Mollywood 1 was already out. Mm-hmm. And I remember like one day, it was like 10 in the morning. I'm like, man, I'm about to go up there and do this shit. That conversation that clicked in my head. I went up there, I remember being on GarageBand, replaying the sounds, getting the drums, rapping it. I came in with the shit. I had 2 verses, and I remember calling you. I was like, hey, check this out. I played it. I said, nigga, if you ain't up here in 2 hours, I'm doing this last verse, and it's over. And he was like, oh, no. I'm telling you, you ain't in 2 hours. I'm doing this, and it's good. Man, you came busting in there. It's like you had no story ready to go. You like that shit like, hell no, nigga, you ain't about to get that off.
No, hell no.
Remember, you want to hear this is even funnier. So now me and you the only ones with this song. Like Bird don't got it. Nobody from Diamond Lake has it. It's BET weekend. Instead of BET weekend, somebody before a show up fucking Ventura or something.
Ventura, yeah, Ventura.
It was more people talking. It was more people on this live than me and you talking
in the room.
So we were so high. We were so high on the way, nigga. I'm like, hey, we doing the show. Who's the DJ at the time? Whoever the DJ is at the time. I
don't even know who DJ was.
Looney yet? Or was it Muda? It was one of those.
No, not Looney yet. Oh,
it was Muda.
I don't think it was either one of them niggas yet. Remember that? It was either
Muda.
It was Muda then. If it was Muda.
I'm like, yo. Remember we turned around and just started performing for the homies because it was more homies than people. Yeah. I was like, man, play that new shit. Nigga, Lux said, huh? I said, man, play that new shit. Nigga, we performed like went to the homies. Them niggas, I'm mid-performance. Hey, nigga, what's this? I'm like, yeah, nigga, do it. I'm like, man, we like, run it back. I remember we high performing for the homies. We got our back to the stage. The 4 people that's in the stage is like, what about us? But the fact that we performed that shit like twice or 3 times to the homies, I was like, oh yeah, this out of here. We good.
Out of here.
That's how that went.
Bruh, it's one thing here in the studio.
The time we heard it on the radio, we had just dropped the tape like 7 days prior. And nigga, we live in my mama's house, you high off them. I told you don't eat all them goddamn paninis. My mom, she makes these cannabis infused foods. Luck being luck. And it's good. He eat the whole thing. I'm like, bro, chill out. Nigga, we're riding to the studio. Driving the Camaro. Riding the studio. I got Power 106 on. I hear, ooh. I'm thinking like, no, I ain't got the CD in. I said, oh shit. I'm waking this nigga up like, yo. I'm like, man, the song. He's like, yeah, no, nigga, we just dropped. I'm like, no, nigga, it's on the radio.
On the radio. I'm like, what?
Oh!
Nothing like it.
It was crazy.
First of all, how you even get it? That was remember, we tripped off that. We like, how you even have it?
Not that long. How did it?
Exactly.
Probably Bird. Ain't no time at that time.
It took off. Somebody. After that, when you drop, like what? It was over. It took off. Like it was just even now. You play that right now at a party right now. I'm talking about it's cracking. You know, and it was just and you had like having a vision for that to take that record because it was such a dope record, but such a slept on record as far as the No Limit family, which was kind of Young Bleed was kind of outside, inside of that family.
Yeah.
And that record kind of came and went, but it wasn't like nobody carried it past that.
Right.
But we was like, I remember you brought it up like, no, that was hard. You should flip that. I should flip that.
Yeah.
And I remember like, nigga, if you do, now you called me to go to, I was like, oh, nigga, no, I'll be there. Because you played over the phone, I'm like, oh my God, I got to get this. I got to get the studio. Duh. And it was magic, bro. And it's funny, it's funny watching you do watching us do the whole Mollywood run. It was so crazy. We would show up at shows. I don't remember this. We would go to shows even before tour. We would go to shows, and people was bringing Molly on shows.
Yes.
Bringing it, it's like you made this world up. You created this world, and people are now living in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Which is crazy, But it's a beautiful thing to watch you do, man. And you even through that, going through some of your highlights of creating music, and so once that happened, now more people are tapping into you directly instead of us reaching out, right? Yeah. You got your celebrities start tapping in because they not only they know a prop hit maker, right? The nigga can write.
Yeah.
Let's start there. The nigga can write, like he can write. He's a hit maker, an artist. So people are tapping in for more of your sauce on a level and to write, right? A lot of people don't know that. And did it feel like did you feel pressure at that time, or you kind of was like, well, I was built for this? How did you feel at that time?
Pressure, man. Pressure is having to get up and go to work every day, and take care of the family, and like that's pressure. Handicapped, still living through life. Us sitting there doing our dream all day is no kind of pressure. Like, this is what we asked to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So never. Like I don't. I still to this day, like I still don't understand when people are like, man, like what are you going through? What makes you do? I'm like, what do you mean, bro? We're magicians. We get to take stuff out of our head and actually put it to the people. And then when we say it, it can change their mood. You ever put on a good song, you can be pissed. That one song come on, you're like, shit, man, shit cool. It's like we are part of mental switches, bro, and body healing. So when you understand the power of that, like you don't, and then I'm a firm believer, I think I used to tell you this, man, listen, you are doing God a disservice by not utilizing your talents that he blessed you with, because there are millions of people that wish they could do what you do at the level you do it. So me, I was always scared of that power getting taken away from me. So I'm going to squeeze the sponge till I ain't got a word left to say to somebody.
Real talk. Yeah. It's interesting watching the stuff you learn, watching you learn and watching you work out your methods at that time, because for me, I got to see people who are learning what I've been watching the whole time. The one-stop shop of who you are. They're learning that. People are learning that. And you were always very forward thinking with connecting with certain people. Because I remember even through like the Mollywood run, even after the Mollywood run, how connected you were to the new up and coming guys in the Bay, right? So when Sudi and all them was coming up, Sue, Pilo and all it was coming up, you were already connecting to them in the Bay. And it was like kind of like our brothers from up top.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? A young new energy.
And they made sure we was always locked in.
For sure.
Everybody, you know.
And that was so dope. It was so dope. And what's my man? Yeah, he came down and was on our first show. My man, you had on Molly from the Bay.
Showbanger.
What's his name? Yeah, Showbanger. Love dude, man. I love dude, man. His energy was. He came out and turned up. You know what I mean? He came out and turned up. I think it was such a dope. Anyway, it was such a dope experience watching you connect with people like that. Because, like I said, that's you and your visionary mind of like being forward thinking, how to connect with people, and also build relationships. So as you expand and get further out, your reach is much further. You know what I mean? And what was it about? What was it about the connecting part with people that you feel? Did you feel like maybe like important for your career? I know how you, for example, you connected with suing them, and you connected with you and Wiz have a connection like that. I mean, obviously y'all
Yeah.
friends now, but I'm saying like there was an initial connection, and then that connection came to a bunch of kicking it and a bunch of conversation, and then real friendship.
Yeah.
What was it about how you connected with people? You felt like that was important? Was it a necessity or just like
Yeah.
kind of like a natural vibe thing?
I think, man, it's I was always trying to emulate what I loved about hip hop. Like community was always. I used to love when the Dog Pound and Snoop and all of them got together. I used to love when the Wu Tang was all together. I used to love when Rockefeller used to do these group records and collab tours with other
Mhm.
folks. And I just feel like you know, two is always better than one. And I just know for the longevity of music and our career and us as a company, it would be naive and dumb to just sit here and
Yeah,
just lean on us two. You know what I'm saying? There's only too much, there's only so much that we can do, especially as an independent company. And then, you know, these were people that I was actually cool with. It's not like I had to like go beg niggas for features or this and that. I already have relationships with anybody that you saw me do music with. It was
sure.
rare that I just did something and it was that. Because if it did, I would
Right.
tell you, like, man, I didn't know that nigga. It just kind of went like that. It's like even like the walkthrough thing with Tommy Quan, like we spent 20 minutes together. Okay, that was it. So sometimes it went like that, but most times it went like,
Hey,
oh man,
record.
right. But I met bro here, or I
Right,
know,
right.
oh, I mean, Wiz, I mean, that's my boy. I met when Terrence had to deal at Warner, man. They both had to deal at the same time. We in there cooking. I met his mom. You know what I'm saying? Whoop. Now he's Wiz Khalifa. You know what I'm saying? It kind of would formulate into that. Even like OT Genesis, I met him somewhere else. He ended up becoming
Mhm.
OT Genesis. Eric Bellinger, I met him somewhere else. He's now doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
Greedo, I remember Greedo running around with what's my boy the first hit of Ricky Woody. Remember when Woody
Oh, yeah,
brought
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Woody
yeah,
brought
yeah.
Greedo to the studio? It's like I
Mhm.
remember seeing a lot of these people prior, and people when they blow up
Hell,
or
Dot.
the moment,
Shit.
huh?
I said even Dot.
I, all of that is like the thing
Yeah,
is these people just never forgot.
yeah,
So
yeah,
when they
yeah.
got their moment or they got a chance to level up or got bigger or whatever, it was always like, oh man, that's my nigga because he did that or he hopped on my shit when I wasn't shit or da 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 da. And the camaraderie of hip hop and black people was what I was about. You get what I'm saying? Now the feuds
Yeah,
we feuded with and all of that, that's just competitive nature of the sport. But the
right.
whole hip hop is built on community. It's not on being this sole thing that's just here and only we do it.
Yeah,
You're gonna
yeah.
lose the race, man, if you ain't got enough extension cords to move around.
Man, P, you bring up a good thought for me and a question I want to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's 2025,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if you are or not, but the Grammys is on.
Right.
And if you're watching it, that thing, or you definitely got a phone call if you wasn't if you was not watching it,
Right.
your
Right.
phone blew up. Just like my phone blew up. Your phone blew
Right.
up. You
Right.
find out or hear that one of the, if not the biggest artists in hip hop music,
In music.
um,
That's Michael
in
Jackson.
music, in music, right,
Mm-hmm.
had just shouted you out on the grand stage, winning the biggest reward of this category.
Yeah.
What happened? What was your thinking in that process? What happened after that? After you heard that happen, what happened after that?
You know what's really crazy? So the funny thing is like Dot, you know, Dot still Dot. If you really know
Mhm,
him, he's burned,
mhm,
he's funny. We can see a little funny shit. So I literally was just texting him and Mustard. Like when they had won the one before that, I'm like,
mhm.
man, you niggas is fresh as a motherfucker up there with the jean fit. I sent them all flicks of niggas in Compton that used to wear the jean fits with the Harley Davidson boots. He like, oh, I'm like, no. Like they here talking about some Canada shit. I'm like, I know what you on. You on some fly guy Compton shit. So we laughing about that. So I'm watching the Grammys with the homies. I'm just like, I'm really just so happy watching the homies, man. Watching
Yeah,
Soundwave, watching Doshi, TDE. I'm talking to Punch Top. I'm talking to everybody while they there. And I'm
right,
like, man, this is so dope, homie, to watch. Everybody thought y'all was gonna crumble both sides separately, and for y'all to put this thing back
right. Be
together,
stronger.
and then
Yeah,
becomes they're arguably are bigger now than they were during their so-called biggest run.
100%.
So it was more
100%.
for like niggas is fresh, niggas is living, this shit look black. I'm fucking with it. I was on that. So I'm sitting there watching it with the homies. You know, I got Drake homies with me. They pissed. Oh, this fucking song, da da da. So then he wins it. Yeah, nigga, yeah, sup, nigga, whoa. So I'm just watching. I'm like, dog, this is short. And when that nigga said our names, I'm like,
Like, come on, man. Dog.
right now, like I can feel it like happening over in my body and just feel it again because the humility that this man shows and grace he
Yeah,
shows in his triumphs should be studied.
for sure.
This was probably one of the biggest moments of his life. He won one of the biggest awards. He's never won the award ever. He has 21 other ones, but he's never won this award ever.
Right.
And to take time to mention me, you, Maestro, K-Boy, Glasses, TD, just shows the character of the man, and then it explains why he wins so big.
Exactly.
Because now you understand why when he do something, we all standing there like, what? Because he keeps the ethics there, and he never forgets where he came from. And for me, I just was like, wow, bro. Like I it's still unexplainable the fact that he chose that moment to do that.
Yeah.
And when I talk to him about it, I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Like, man, man,
What are you
come
doing,
on,
bro?
He's like, shit, I gotta keep it real. So I'm like,
Yeah.
say less, man. Humbling for me, humbling,
Man.
rewarding, on some other shit. Yeah, nigga, I told y'all, nigga, that's why we get out. That's what I mean. That's my own problem shit. Like, yeah, nigga,
Right.
on the barbershop talk, but on some black man shit, man. I'm so proud of him, them, everybody. I was just happy to even see that. Like, that was crazy.
You make a great point. You talk about how what shows his character and his humility because and not to go into this because we've talked about this. We've talked about people have talked about this whole Drake and Kendrick thing for the whole year and stuff, right? Not talk about that, but the reason why we were, to your point, you made a great point. The reason why we were standing on what we were standing on so hard for Kendrick is because we know that Kendrick.
Right.
Y'all, a lot of y'all aren't even hip hop fans, and a lot of y'all aren't even, y'all just Drake fans, a lot of people that are arguing. Right. And so y'all don't understand, we are fans of who y'all met that night at the Grammys. Right. So we're not arguing for the battle necessarily. That's a part of it. But we know the man, the character of who this person is. Yeah. That man stood on the biggest stage and the biggest night in music history, getting an award for the biggest award for that song. Yeah. And he chose to share that moment with the likes of you and I, who aren't even in the building.
We're not even
right?
there.
And he could have chose, he could have chose. I mean, first of all, he told the truth. In his words, he told the truth. So he didn't tell a bunch of famous names. No. He said people that inspire me and start naming off our friends. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it was like you said, humbling. And I felt like I was in good company by my brothers who I surrounded with the names, because these are all my brothers, all of them. And it was just such, it showed like, see, that'll be right for him. Y'all, it's just music for y'all. No, we champion behind this man, this person who he is, the man. And that's an amazing thing. And I was glad that we all got to share in that moment, because for me, I was thinking, if I feel like this, I wonder what Proud feeling like. I wonder what Glasses feeling like. I wonder what the homies, you know what I mean? It was K-Boy, like, you know what I mean? I was so proud. What's crazy was I'm so proud of K-Boy. I was so proud he was making.
And you know what? And him, that motherfucker. I wish you had his ass here. He's him. He called me. Because we Grammy nominated. I said, all right. Fuck it. All right, let's go with that. I ain't mad.
All right, let's go with that.
All right, that's what it is. Grammy nominated.
We Grammy nominated. I ain't mad. All right. All right. Cool. Yo.
You know what's funny? You want to hear what's funny? You know, I got to make jokes because we're here. I'm like, man, I know Maestro
Because
so
we are.
pissed. I wish he would have said it 15 years ago.
Hey, Stro. I love Stro, man.
Stro gonna find he gonna be mad about everything. Shout out my brother
Stro, man. I love Stro, man. But that's so funny. And you gonna find a way to be pissed off.
Nigga, why you say me fourth? Yo,
that's hilarious, dog. That's funny. Yo, hey, I do want to talk about another moment before we transition. I want to transition on to the next part of this conversation. One of the biggest shows you had, in my opinion. You've done bigger crowds for sure, because you've been on some huge stages. Yeah. You did what's the stage with the DJ usually the Hard Fest? I think you did the Hard Fest, right? Oh, I think he froze up, peoples. I think we should. Can y'all still hear me?
Oh,
I think Prof froze. Oh, there we go. You there? You back? Hello? You did the Hard Fest?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. You hear me?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did
you did the Hard Fest, right? The Hard Fest. You did Pay Dues. Huge sea of people. So you done major, huge, big. You did Coachella, right? One time. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Did Coachella. So you did huge crowds. Mm-hmm. But in my opinion, biggest as far as all these people in this building are from Pride or for Pride and for what Diamond Lane has built. And that was the El Rey Theater. Remember that night? The El Rey Theater with did Prof freeze? Oh, there you go. The El Rey Theater with Wiz and T.I. came out. I think he froze again.
Hold on, I don't know what my shit doing. They don't want.
I hear you though. You said your screen just still. I do hear you though. Shout out to our listeners in the building. Queen Patty, I see you. Sunshine Baby, always showing love. Hollywood Johnny, what up? Daphne, I see you. Hey Daphne, miss you. My boy Beach Boy is definitely in the building. Computer. Boom, my boy Proud back on the scene. Okay, you have to go back to your position now.
Yeah, I had to hit my phone. I doing some other shit. I don't know what's
That's
going on.
That's how we get a little shady on that stuff. Yeah. So one of your biggest shows to me was El Rey Theater, bro, when T.I. and Wiz came out. Yeah, bruh, that was a little thing that people don't know. I remember you setting up that show. We were coming off tour, mm-hmm. right? And you were on the phone talking to T.I. about him coming out. Mm-hmm. And this nigga Prob, T.I. like, yo, I want to do what you know about that? Yeah. You like, nah, they gonna expect that. You should do we in the car like, nigga, what? What are you talking about?
I wanted to hear the shit. I wanted to hear it. So, this is my show. I wanted to hear you do my favorite.
Right. It's about me. It's about me. Hey, we was in the car like Ludo turned around from driver like, nigga, what? Dog. And look, it was funny because you did that show. First of all, nobody knew. I mean, we knew, obviously, but none of the people knew. You were, first of all, hot as fish grease. You was prime. And can you hear me? You went blank, but I don't know if you hear me, though. There you go. Okay. And Wiz came out. Did he do Black and Yellow? He did something. I forgot what it was. I can hear your sound. You're on mute. I can hear you. Mm-mm. Let me see. B-Boy, what up, man? 354 to wait. Oh, Miss Yvonne, thank you. I appreciate that. Let me see. Bam.
You hear me now?
Yep, 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 yep.
Bro, everybody's calling like crazy. My bad. Every time my phone ring, this what happened. I'm just telling you, it's
Look,
going
hey,
off. So it's that.
I start I start worrying when they don't call. How about that?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
how, about, how about that? But yeah, let's talk about that, man. At that moment at the El Rey, man, what did that feel like? Having there you go, your screen went blank again.
Jeez. Hello.
There you go, there you go. Yep, yep, yep.
Okay. Jesus Christ. All
What did
right.
that feel like at the El Rey Theater, man, that night with Wiz and Ti in the building?
Man, it felt like damn. We just had the summer jam right here in L.A. right here. We had Tiger come out, gang. It was a bunch of people, man. It was a
Yeah,
night.
right.
It was an
I
amazing
forgot they
night.
came out.
Nip was there. It was a lot happening. Just felt like, yeah, man, we here. You know what I'm saying? We not we're independent, but we're not. We're major. We're doing it just like the majors. And it was just surreal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was amazing to see and be a part of that because it feels good that your peers, your fans, your friends, they all are in celebration of a good works. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like because you've been grinding for so long, and for the end results to be, I mean, at that time, the end results for you to have a sold out show at a legendary theater with
Hmm.
some of the biggest artists in rap music as guest spots on your set,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it's nothing like it. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm on stage looking around. Can't believe it. But I'm just like, I'm at awe of what's going on, and I'm there the whole time, so I know. But still, it's like sometimes you got to sit back and look like, damn, you did this. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like that. It's like all the work, all the stressed out, the arguments with the homies and studio stuff, or like you said, kid stuff and baby mamas and then life stuff. You know what I mean? And then you get here and it's like you're being celebrated completely, being loved
Right.
on by the whole city. It feels like
Yeah.
it's an amazing feeling to see and to stand next to you and watch you be celebrated like that. It was awesome because now I get to see my brother being celebrated in the way that he should be celebrated. You know what I mean? That's a huge deal. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Oh, you about to say?
No, I said it was a crazy time.
It was a crazy time, bro. I do want to talk about because we're going to get into the who you are now,
Mhm.
but there had to be a transition, right?
Yeah.
There had to be a transition. What was it? What was your thinking transitioning from Problem to Jason Martin? What was it? Talk about that a bit.
Oh well, as you know, when we were about to drop the Selfish album, I wanted to do it then,
Mm-hmm.
but just management and the business side of it thought it was not the best time, best idea. I've been flirting with it since around that time. I think the pandemic and like finally breaking, I want to say breaking away, but where I had to really do everything myself, meaning like there was no
Mm-hmm.
studio to go to, there was no Diamond Lane to talk to. It was just me and my
Yeah.
laptop. And then once I discovered that I could still create at a high level on my balcony and still create everything, it was like, okay, it's time for me to branch out and become my own entity. But just with me getting older, me changing, me knowing that I'll never be able to do what I did as Problem again. Like it
Mm-hmm.
won't be at a. There was a, we hit the peak on that
Sure.
with the style of music, the everything. I had to we had to get an extension cord. So that's the business side of it. It's like, okay, well, if I can own one building, why not two? And I'll just start here, and I can just compete in my old catalog, and just I can watch them both, and I can see what I can get to rise, and see what I can get to going, and it'll be a fun thing for me. Off the court, I'm it's a lot in the name, it's power in the name. When you say problem, people don't assume that I'm a problem to the industry. They think I'm an idiot, and they assume all these things. It's all these preconceived judgments of you when you walk in rooms with that name. And I just thought it was time for a new beginning. My name is Jason Martin. That's who I am. That's who created Problem. So I can create whatever fuck I want. And so I had to walk in that confidence and know that that's what it is. Did I know it was gonna? go this way. No, I didn't know what to expect, and I think that was what the beauty of it was. Like, all right, well, I'm trying something new, and I don't give a fuck about the outcome, and I don't care what anybody else thinks if it's wrong or right, because they didn't think we were wrong or right. They thought we were wrong the first time, and then came through. Or the second time I came through and lit this bitch up. So for me to start listening to people now, I will say the first 2 years of it was really tough. Because with this new system with DSPs and digital
Yeah.
formats, just the way it all works, like Problem has its own credit score. This is the best way for me to describe it. It generates this much amount of money monthly, regardless of what happens.
Right.
And so when you're trying to put out an album as Jason Martin, it starts at zero. So I was trying, if you notice, my first few releases said,
You go tap back in, peoples. There you go.
hello,
Yep, I got you. You say
can
your
you see
first,
me?
your first.
Am I here
Yep,
again?
I hear you. Yep, I hear you. Oh, technical difficulties, people. We're gonna add Prod back in a second.
All right, this mother going. These business, the business hours, man. This is not gonna stop. I'm sorry. So let me talk fast. I was trying to use my old catalog to get my new one going. All that. Shout out to Empire, man. They told me it was a way that I could completely change everything to Jason Martin, and they had told me that I couldn't. So once
Oh
that happened,
wow.
it was a 2 week process. So now, even if you type in like what you look, it says Jason Martin featuring Bad Luck.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
once that happened, then I was able to put out Chupacabra with DJ Quick. People were like, "Who the fuck is Jason Martin with DJ Quick?" Oh, that's Problem. And then the pop out happened. So the the defining point was the pop out. And when they asked me, "What name did you want me to put on the screen?" and I'm like, "Jason Martin." So now I was able to connect my hit record to the
Yep.
new name in front of the world. And after that, everything's been smooth.
That see that right there. It first of all, it takes a. I do want to salute to you because it takes a ton of. It takes guts to be like, you know what? I'm going to take this 700, 800 credit score and cut this card up, right, and then start
Mhm.
new
Yeah.
because that's essentially what you did. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
not that you truly threw that away, not but it aligns, right? But I always talk about how important it is to switch gears or knowing when to switch gears, right? Knowing if you should switch gears and when to switch gears. A lot of people wouldn't want to maybe lose or disassociate, not disassociate, but lose the connective problem. Look, here's my example. I was trying to change my name on Instagram to Good Luck, right?
Mhm.
Since I had changed my name, and Instagram wouldn't let me do it. I tried to do the name, it wouldn't let me do it. I guess because it was verified or whatever. And I didn't have nobody to talk to, so I just left it. And I changed it on Twitter and changed it everywhere else.
Mhm.
But I also, when I was talking to people, they was like, "Well, why are you gonna change it? You got these followers, and they're not gonna know who you are, whatever." But then again, I'm like, "Yeah, but I changed. But I changed. I changed, and the thing attached to me had changed.
Yeah.
And if I worried about people holding on to me, I might as well be the old me. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I think that's an honorable thing you did, knowing that. Look, man, I am who did these things,
Yeah.
right? By the grace of God, I did all these incredible things, and which means I'll do great and incredible things as I move forward,
Right.
right? And Jason Martin is who I am. Don't forget that Jason Martin, to your point, created the problem you loved, right? If you're willing to go with me here, then you're gonna fall in love with me all over again. And
Right.
I think that's honorable that you did that. And a lot of people don't have the guts and gall to do that, to change, especially in the midst of cracking and business and
Yeah.
making money already. And it can be scary putting Jason Martin on something and then somebody not know his problem yet or
Yeah.
whatever. But it's like, I mean, they're gonna learn one way or the other because this is what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
So I think I have to salute to you for that.
Thank you, man.
I did want to ask you a question about working with so many dope people. Also, even through your journey of just being independent, being a dope artist, being a creative. Um, um, who who taught you the most behind the scenes? You feel like what kind of lessons did you get behind the scenes from some of these legendary figures you work with? Who taught you the most, or maybe the most important lesson?
Uh, I mean, I pull from so many people. You know, I can't put just one person. I know
Sure.
Terrence has taught me so much. Him growing up in music, where me getting just, I just kind of was an add on after in my
Mhm.
20s. Him being a baby raised in it, he's a constant. He's a constant encyclopedia, or my version of a Siri when I need to know certain things.
For sure.
On the boards, DJ Quick basically gave me all the tools and the tips and the things to where I can even mix albums today and produce today.
Wow.
Uh, uh, Snoop, just being around that and watching that, you can understand. You can just take without even asking questions. You can know how to be a star when you walk in a
For
room
sure.
with that. Quiet as kept punch is somebody that I constantly ask, "What do I do?" and he gives me the answer. And
Dope.
there's no hesitation when I call and ask him a question. And if he tells me to do it, I'm just gonna do it. I'm not about to take it and then overthink it.
Right. 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 For
And
sure.
and regardless of what he's going through now and the situation and all that, Puff for sure. Like
Oh, word. Okay.
no,
Okay.
like no, hands down. Any question I asked that man, he answered. Any game I ever had, any
Mhm.
game, I'm talking about any game, he never held it. He's never held any game for me. I can ask him about business. I can ask him about all these things. And I
Mhm.
swear a voice note is going to come back and he's going to give me the answer. And I always
That's dope.
respect that about him because everybody else charges you for the game or they give you game where they can exploit you or they're using you. So they're gaming you up so you can be used, not
Yeah.
so you can use it. Um, so those is if you want to go like the names of the people that you guys will know. If we just want to go off the scenes, of course, Bird, he's one of the smartest guys you ever meet. Ed
Incredible mind.
Jones,
Too. Yeah.
incredible mind. Those guys for sure.
Do you have a? Do you have a? It's crazy. Is a lot of those dudes. Um, I got the same from. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
think about like, damn, like um,
Hmm.
and they people don't know the like they know maybe the artist side because they're viewing from the outside, but when you get to talk to some of these people, that sometimes they're just such an open book to willingly give game and help you in any way that you see fit. A lot of people don't see that part, which is the reason why a lot of us hold them down like we do
And
as
glasses.
legends.
Don't forget him.
Glasses is one of the smartest. I said that on a post one day. He's one of the smartest dudes, period. And
Right.
people, we laugh and clown him too because we are who we are, right?
Right.
But he also is, in my perspective, from my perspective, a genius. You know what I mean?
Yes.
He's ridiculously smart.
Hmm.
Um, is there a collab? Is there a dream collab for Prop for Jason?
Uh
First of all, you already know I'm going to be calling you Prop, so that's just let's
yeah,
get that
oh
over,
no, no, this
right?
everybody still know. You know
Right.
what I mean? We
But
still we still here, man. Chachi here,
yeah,
everybody here, all of us,
let's get that
right?
out the way,
Uh
right?
I do wanna I do wanna I have a song with him, but I do wanna produce a song for Kendrick. Uh
Oh, dope,
that's for sure. I wanna do that. As far
fire,
as like on the rap shit, uh
or
I
singing.
mean this is crazy. On the rap shit. Uh I would. I mean, the obvious guys. Like, I would love a Jay. Like Jay, that's the when you come to that. If you do that, you're now considered the thing
For
forever.
sure, for
So
sure,
that, but yeah, if it's rap wise, it'll be Jay. If it's production wise, Dot.
dope. I, people here, you've been very open and vulnerable about the kind of music. I'm sorry, that you being a father. You've been very open and honest about you being a father in music throughout your whole career, right?
Yes.
You always gave your kids super love, and not only in music or on IG, like a lot of these other dads be doing, in real life. In real life, you really, 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 absolutely adore your children, absolutely.
Yes.
And what is one lesson fatherhood or real life has taught you that music couldn't teach you?
Um, that there is love there for you, regardless of if you cracking or not. There's people that are gonna be in love with the fact that you just called and said hello. There's people gonna be in love with the fact that saying you do joke and call their mom and y'all cool. It's people that appreciate all type people appreciate. There's a set of people that appreciate me regardless of if I'm sleeping in the car or if I'm whatever. They don't even know. They are just now figuring out that I'm whoever I am to somebody else because they really don't get it. They're like, who gives a
Right.
fuck about you? Why do they think you're cool? That's the way they look at me. So they're just now figuring out that, oh, okay, my dad is somebody because their friends will be like da 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 da. That was a beautiful lesson for me to learn because now I can literally treat music as my job.
Yeah.
And I'm not going there for love. I'm not going to music to be loved. I'm not by my counterparts. I'm not going there looking
Right.
for validation from artists or anything. My validation is in this group chat called All My Children, and that's where
Mm,
I live constantly throughout the day with any validation I need. That's where that comes from.
that's
Where
fire.
at first I would probably think that I was probably validated on how many people buy the records, how many people stream them, who thinks I'm cool, how many women I slept with, how many chains I had, many niggas I done beat up. There was so many other things I was looking for just for self validation when it's actually been sitting around me my whole life.
For sure.
So that is what that's what I learned, and music couldn't teach me that because music is my job. It's not me. I'm a father. I'm a son. I'm a friend. I'm a brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm these things regardless of if I drop another fucking song. And
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that's taught me.
Bro, that's I must say, first of all, that's a beautiful answer and the realest answer. If I don't have music, if I don't have none of this stuff, if I don't touch a studio ever again,
I mean,
there's a group of people that are just going to smile because I called.
hmm
That is the realest
hmm
ever. And I think I'm glad you answered it that way because more than you just being problem, you are Jason Martin the man, and
yeah,
Jason Martin the man is a beloved father.
yeah,
He's a father who loves his children, who
yeah,
thrives to do right and make good because he has this little tribe,
yeah,
right? And I think that's so important when it comes to knowing who you are, right? Knowing that music is a thing that I do, right? I am a dad. I am a
yes,
father. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? I am that. You know what I mean? And I think that's amazing to hear, man. You're it's just a beautiful thing, and I think a lot of people need to, and like I said, you've expressed that in music, not that per se, but your love for your kids all through your music. If they've been listening to you since day one,
hmm
you never shied away from the love you have for your children. You never shot it. You never hid your kids in pictures. They're out and about. They're moving around. You gotta tilt your hat to that. That's an amazing thing, man.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. I'm not here. I'm not doing any of this if they're not here. Like that's the battery in my back whenever things get a little shaky or when they did get shaky prior. You know what I'm saying? You got six little people that that look and think and move in the way that you
yeah,
have at one point in your life. And it's like, oh no, we got true. I got six diamond records sitting around me walking around all day.
yeah.
So
I love that.
yeah, I
I
gotta
love
prop them
that.
up, man. I gotta keep them together.
Wow. Um, two more questions. We good, man. I do have to ask. Looking back, what moment tested you the most in your career, if you could think of anything?
Uh, it was a couple. Uh, when we decided to write, when like what dropped, and we didn't add me as a producer, that was tough for me
Mm,
because I feel like if that would have happened, the whole story becomes a different story. It doesn't read that League of Stars was solely the producers. Yes, they co-produced, but it doesn't read
mm,
that, and it sets me up to basically what I'm doing today. Now you would now understand. Oh wait, he does this, he does that. That was a huge misstep. on our part, and
Wow. Yeah.
when I did not respond when YG dissed me was a very bad misstep
When you
because
did not respond. Okay.
when
Okay.
I was told not to respond for street
Got it.
reasons because that thing could have got really loud and bad.
Hmm.
But on some MC shit, that's when I could have squashed the ant before it turned into an elephant because that's what I
Mm.
do. Like I rap.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I see. I got
I
that.
rap.
Wow.
The fighting and all that shit, the shoot, all that shit that end up, that we could do. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
we forgot what we was here for, and that could have set us up for one of the biggest battles in California. It could have just for the story of music,
Yeah.
and then we
Yeah.
could have squashed it, and shit would have been cool. I just think we stopped playing hip hop a few times, and we went street, and
Yeah. Yeah,
that right
man.
there is when you lose in this shit. I'm having conversations with Lefty about this shit constantly. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? I talk to the newer guys about this constantly. Like, don't abort the rules of hip hop. Don't like I was talking to Mike and Keys. He's like, man, why don't he's talking to me about his place in the game? You know what I'm saying? He wants more. I'm like, bro, you
Mm.
ain't hit the checklist yet. I'm like, yeah, you got the classic album, you broke up. But where's your classic interview? Where's your classic
Mm.
moment with you with the picture that the kids are gonna put up on their wall?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like this is what I got into it for to play the sport of hip hop.
Mm.
So when I was challenged, you met me on a challenge of another artist trying to battle me.
Right.
So this is where
Yeah.
it come from.
Yeah.
So those two things for me, and again, they end up working out perfectly because I'm here
Mm.
now as Jason Martin, and
For sure.
again, Miss YG are cool. Everybody's straight. We're all grown and shit now. But always looking back, I'm like, them is the two moments that I could have been. Oh, if I could have them back. I would have them two things would have went very,
Yeah.
very different, and everybody just would have been mad at me, but they'd have loved it at the end.
I think about that um a lot actually. When I think about the past and the music we've done and things that went down and great times, bad times, and I always thought to myself, I'm like, man, if Prob and YG could have just like at the time like talked, you know what I mean, or I don't know. I know he was younger than us also, so that's a different thing. You were surrounded by other people too, but
Yeah,
if there could have been some kind of talking or something, not that I would change anything because it happened. To your point, everything happened how it's supposed to happen, right?
yeah,
But I always think like it. In my opinion, it would have been you and YG on a road or video on the road or collab album on the road, something like that would have been one of the biggest things in West Coast history, in my opinion.
yeah.
Right?
Nah, it would have been a
Especially coming
move.
from new, huh?
But I even think even us battling would have led to that too, because it would have just been
To your
again.
point, no, I'm saying
We're
I'm starting after that. To your point,
Yeah, I'm more so
mm-hmm.
like we stopped playing the sport a
Yeah,
few times. And that is probably some of my biggest it's a couple of things internally that I definitely would have done different, but that's just the nature
yeah,
of personality.
yeah,
My personality wasn't the same as it is now, so I wouldn't even have known to do it this way now. I'm just speaking
bro,
from sitting here today.
bro. You
But
got to remember, I'm an MC's MC, right? As
right,
you are,
that's what I'm like. I'm like as
so
a
I know
because
what I mean.
because because it didn't look it wouldn't if I was at home, and I always was like this, but I couldn't explain it. If I was at home watching the
Mm,
book of rap at that time as a kid, and I'm a fan of Problem, I'm pissed. I'm
right, I see
mad
what you're
as
saying.
fuck.
Yeah,
Why is
I see
you
what you're saying.
letting this nigga do this? Like, and you
Right.
got, and just like how I am with the Kendrick Drake and what I'm in Nas and Jay, and that, because again, at the end of the day, my
Mm,
job wasn't to come here and be a gang member or a gangster and shoot it out
right,
over raps. I'm a rapper. I'm an MC.
for
I'm
sure.
an MC. So I didn't get a chance to MC at my highest time
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it would have been a movie. He went on Funk Flex and did that shit. I'm like, oh, I'm ready to go off the
yeah,
rap shit. And again, I understand we wasn't on rap shit all the time. So again, the right decision was made. but as an
So
also,
so yeah, that is funny. I look at it. I look at it like you look at it. For the greater good, what happened had to happen
it was
because
perfect.
because if it would have went another way, ain't no telling what it could have been. And I don't want
Yeah,
to gamble on that, right? So that's why I'm with you 100% that it went the way it's supposed to win. Everybody good is love,
yeah.
cool. I mean, um, let me ask you though. I'm not against me being out the way. Good old luck. I still love rap music. I still love music. I'm still a fan, right? But I'm not against a YG and Problem record today.
No, no, no. That's. I just talked to Ty. Ty Dollar Sign. Shout out to him. He's producing YG's new album, and we were talking about this yesterday. So that's been in the works. I talked to Mustard a lot. Like
Okay,
that's that that's the thing that's gonna happen when it's time to happen. Everybody's on that. I think
for
everybody
sure.
right now. I think everybody's in this. I think he's in a rebrand. Like where I was going through the Jason Martin thing, and now I've
Yeah,
got it in my
yeah,
hand. A lot of artists are going through their version of their growing pains now, ending and now refining it. And I think
got it.
it's important. It's important for him to grab whatever he's about to be now first.
Yeah,
Then we
yeah.
rock in because I've gotten a head start on my rebrand. You
You're
get what I'm
right. You're
saying?
right.
So, but I understand the importance of going through this so I can mentally talk to you about it and my body don't feel the way it used to be or my emotions don't get in front of it.
Yeah,
Because again,
yeah.
where other people, like, this is my life. So, those two to three things not only financially set me back, the like what thing, me being at it as a producer, what did you think that does? That gets me, I have a hit record all over the place. It gets other people wanting me to produce music for
Right.
them.
Okay.
It mentally for a while was like, what niggas think I ain't ready or what nigga, you know what I'm saying? My insecurities were peeping through, you know what I'm saying? You know, just looking back at it. So I'm lashing out on everything else. And that's what I'm speaking to on that front. As far as like
Got it.
moving forward, man, everybody and all people got action at us doing some incredible music
Go.
moving forward. And I would love to see us just get one off real quick on some like Dr. Dre, DJ Quick. Remember they finally did a song
Yeah, yeah, for
and
sure.
we was
Yeah,
like, ah, all right, we got that.
yeah,
Okay, all right, we
for
got it.
sure.
We got it. All right. I'm
Because
with
I
that.
really I missed it. I missed it, and we obviously missed it because we were on our run. They were on their run back in the days, and there were some things that went down that happened. We could keep going over that stuff, but
Mhm.
it was just I just the men we are today. Um, First of all, you and I especially are in way better places,
Yeah,
um, and can still hold the pen and do what we do, right?
yeah.
And I think to your point, yeah, I would love to see that because not only would I mean, obviously just to being a fan of dope new music, but also because it's like I get to check something off my little list of things that I want to see or that would have been dope. You know what I mean? I
It's
like
the
get to
sport,
check it
bro.
off
It's the
like good.
sport, bro. We
It's a
we
sport.
we
Yeah.
we got to see Cole play LeBron. We got to see these things and not comparing anything to anybody, but the day we stopped treating music like the sport and started treating it like the mob and the mafia is when things always go left, and that's for any artist. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
Like the beauty of the Dot and Drake thing is that it's on paper, it's on wax,
Hmm.
nobody gets hurt. This is a
Sure.
real battle.
Sure.
So
They
that's
can
what I'm
see that.
speaking
Yeah.
about. I say I think it really would be like that because I think there was enough respect amongst the outside of our crews
Yeah.
against the other outside. It was enough gangsters everywhere where niggas could be like, all right, everybody gonna chill out, let them two go at it, and everybody gonna be cool.
Right. For sure. For sure.
You know. Hmm.
Let me talk to the people about and hell and me also. We've talked about this in small detail, but break down 50 million media.
So 50 million is my company.
Mhm.
It's content, movies, television production, photography, whatever art that you do in this space can live under 50 million. People think when I say 50 million, I'm talking about $50 million. No, the
Mhm.
slogan is it's 50 million ways to win, choose one. So meaning
Dope.
there's more than one way to skin a cat in this business to the point where whatever you need in music, you can probably hit us and we can get it to you. if it's
That's
like,
fire.
man, I need a connection to this artist. Do you know him? All right, well, yeah, I can put you there, but if I make this happen, what's the service fee or what's the publishing or what's it at? Like very clean, cool communication on things that everybody else everybody act like we selling cocaine and music. So nobody likes to talk for
Yeah,
some reason.
right,
50
right,
million, we talk about everything. We don't have no problem having
right.
any conversations with anybody. And that
Mm.
means if you need somebody to make your hats, there's somebody in my Rolodex. If you need somebody to sing the hook, there's somebody in this Rolodex. And I just want to I want to keep this community of things getting built. I released a few Jason Martin projects under 50 million,
Oh,
but
dope. Okay.
the first project, not Jason Martin, where well it's mine, but it's for another artist, was this Lefty album.
For
Lefty
sure.
album was put out through Futuristics, OTR, and 50 million records. So this is my first venture,
Nice.
putting somebody else out.
How'd you and Lefty hook up?
Random as hell, bro. What's crazy is, I started shout out to Pun. I started going up to the spot or whatever and fucking around with the podcast, just rocking with the
Mm.
homies. And remember Spike? You remember Spike,
Spike.
Mexican Spike? He used to be with Pun all the
Yeah.
time.
Yes. Yep.
So
Yep.
Spike is sitting outside the thing. He's like, yo, you fuck with any Latino rappers? I'm like, I'm not hip. I'm really kind of just getting myself back in the scene. What you talking about? He was like, man, I got these two. Remember, and it's Lefty. They hopped on like what? I'm like, oh, okay, that's dope. Man, send it to me. I want to hear it. They was like, man, they was
Mm.
wondering if you could hop on it or something, this, and that. I'm like, just send me the session. So he ended up sending me the session. I was doing what I was doing. I was in transition to starting the company with Mike and Key. Shout out to them.
Mm.
We got UCLA studio that we have. But
We've been talking about that for sure. For sure.
yeah, so I ended up digging through the files. I'm like, oh, here's this record. So I reproduced the record, changed some chords, did some different things to it so we would avoid any sample anything. Called it
Mm.
Now What, put myself on the hook. But what I did was I actually vocal produced Lefties. Like I took what I had and I put it together the way I would hear
Yeah.
it. So I
Okay.
just sent it back to Spike. Spike heard it. He sent it to OTR, which is Lefty's label. Soldier's like, how the fuck did he do that? Like, how did he make him sound like that?
Dope.
I'm like,
Okay.
shit, man. I just, I get out with the engineering shit or whatever. So fast forward, Pun is having the Ace Boys 100th episode. So me and Quick pull
Okay.
up,
Hmm.
and then Spike's there, Neil's there. Shout out to him, and then Lefty pulls up. So I meet Lefty, and I'm like, oh, I like this dude energy.
Hmm.
I fuck with his energy. He was like, he looked
Hmm.
very comfortable, more comfortable than I've seen some black people look around
Right.
this
Right. Right.
environment. I'm like,
right.
okay, check
Right.
him out. I fuck with that. We chopped it up. Then I chopped it up with his people, and they was like, man, we got to get y'all together. That music. I'm like, listen, I got an idea. We can do 3 sessions and see what come out. Let's just see why we do three. Let's lock in three. We'll see what come out.
Mm.
So we set that up that Monday. I think we went in. I had these ideas already done. He came in. He laid his verses. We did another session. Laid his verses. The next day he comes in. Or they come, man. I know I ain't supposed to tell you, fool, but y'all from the same hood, so it's cool. I'm like, what you mean? He's like, tell that fool, man. Fuck, they from the same neighborhood, fool. Like, fuck. Like, what's up? He like, man, fool, man, Kendrick had me come over, man, woo. I'm like, oh, okay, what y'all do? He's like, man, had me doing the gang shit, but I dropped my fucking cuete, bro. Fuck, I hope you don't fucking get mad. I'm like, oh, you fucking nut. What you was over there doing? So we're together for a few days, and I'm like, okay, I'll fuck with dude. So I called. I'm like, man, you had Lefty over there. He's like, yeah, man, dude, he all over the place, but he has a great soul. I'm like, yeah,
Oh,
I'm
which
doing this
something you already noticed from me them.
right. For Doc,
Hmm.
he like, yeah, he got a great soul. He crazy, but he
Hmm.
got a great soul, man. Good. I'm like, yeah, I'm over here working on this project for him. They wanted to put together the joint. He's like, oh yeah, fuck with that. He good. That's it. So we do the last day of the joint.
Hmm.
Like, all right, we got 12 records done. Like, these is fine. All right, we can put these out. Whatever. The next week, GNX drops. The rest is pretty much
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. For sure.
pretty much. But
Yeah,
a lot of
it's
people don't know that the album we just dropped, Can't Get Right. Make sure you go check that out. 95% of that was done before GNX dropped.
oh, word. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, because y'all was already working. Y'all,
we was already working.
yeah, okay. Damn, that's okay. That's dope. Because to be from the view the fan point of view, it would seem as y'all hooked up. GNX came out. Lefty's on the scene now. Y'all hooked up and did a project, but you
Right.
were already working on a project before that because you met him through Ace Boys,
Spot,
through Pundit.
yeah, spot punted
Oh,
it.
that's
Yeah,
dope. Okay, that's dope.
we'd already done the joint. So what happened was he got excited, and when GNX dropped, this one I knew I fucked with OTR Solar. Shout out to that's all I talk to them every day. I fuck with
Mhm.
them. Where I'm thinking, all right, well they about to go run off. That was a cool moment. That was dope. That night they called me like, yo, we want to get in the studio. We amped. Can we do some more? So then I'm talking to Solars. I'm like, so what's the plan now? He's like, what you mean? The
Yeah.
same plan. We putting this out, pig. We dropping this first.
Wow.
So they kept it solid. Business been solid, man. Loud Lefty is like, you know what I'm saying? Lefty's like my badass little brother, man. That just
I've
I'm
been
looking
listening
right
to some
now.
of
I
the
got
interviews you've
texts
been
coming
dropping
from him
too.
right now. He fucking sending songs. I look at him like I remember being nowhere near as the street shit that he was
Mhm,
attached to. But as
mhm.
far as dealing with being famous while dealing with addiction is a
Yeah, yeah,
very, very real thing that we was kind of going through, not knowing we was going through it.
yeah.
So I'm able to. He talks to me about that. Oh, what made you like? How did you stop? Like, bro, you did it perfect. This and that. And I could
Mm,
tell him, well, nah, I didn't do it perfect. I just did it behind closed doors.
for sure, sure.
So that is where our connection is. Like now, it's like let's get you right. You're famous. You're this thing that kids cry when they
Yeah,
see. He dropped the gunplay from his name recently. Like
seen that.
I'm
Seen that.
also trying to let me give him the tools in the game that I wish somebody would have gave me around some certain times.
Yeah, for sure. Man, I must admit, man. First of all, you already know Pete. You already know I'm a crier. I do cry whenever I feel like it. But also, bro, when I was watching that interview, bro, with you on Instagram, with you and Lefty,
Yeah.
and he talked about that. He talked about his addiction. He really, man. I don't know, something about that scene. He had put his head down,
Mhm.
and like you could just tell he want to stop. He want help. He
Yeah.
like, I don't want to do drugs no more.
Yeah.
And bro, that messed me up, bro. Like my eyes got a little teary eyed because I'm like, bro, people don't understand. To your point, we were dealing with stuff behind the scenes, bro. I I knew I was addicted to Molly and pills, bro. When I found, I remember one day I was sitting in the bathroom and my legs started shaking, and I haven't even been high for a couple of days.
Yeah.
And then I felt the feeling of the drugs rush through my body in the bathroom. And I
Yeah.
told myself, like, oh, I gotta stop. Like, and it wasn't easy. It wasn't like I just stopped after that. It was
Yeah.
a process to try to like not do pills no more. Something that was carrying me for so long of making me feel good in the studio, or making me feel good around women, or making me feel good these different moments.
Yeah.
So with Lefty, I seen him. Man, he just lifted his head, put his head down. I love that, and I love also how you handled it because it was like you let him get that off, but you also understand, and you knew how it was. It wasn't like you rush through that process of rush him through what he's talking about right now. And you let him deal with it. Let him deal with it. Let him say it. The camera's on. He knows the camera's on,
Yeah.
and it was essentially not to like diminish his street anything. It was a cry for help on some real shit. You know what I mean? And I love the fact that he do have somebody like yourself. Not to say he don't have nobody else. I just don't know his peoples. But he
Hmm.
do have at least I know for sure he has one person for sure next to him. He'd be like, man, you can talk to me.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to see you crash out. I don't want to see because one thing about the business is the business look at all of us as product, right?
Right.
But you and we're humans, and I don't look at people that same kind of way.
Yeah.
So if I'm finding somebody in front of me like dealing with that kind of addiction, man, you just want to help some kind of way.
Yeah.
And I tell my hat to you for doing that, saying that also, and I tell my hat to him for admitting it. That's the first step to getting help, is
Yeah.
admitting that there's an issue. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
I think
man.
that's amazing, man, that you had that
Yeah.
conversation.
I pray and hope that because I've never been addicted on the stuff he's addicted on, so it's a little
For sure, for
stronger
sure.
vibe.
Mm.
But I'm like, I told them before I took this project, I said, let me tell you what has to happen. If y'all not actively trying to get him to quit, I can't start. And then they was
Yeah,
like, I'm like, I'm
yeah,
telling you, I can't start. I'm not gonna do it. This is not what you. If he doesn't, y'all have to try while I'm here. Like
yeah.
I have very strict rules, and when you come to the studio, I start 9 in the morning. I'm done at 5, 6. No guns around me. You cannot bring any of that around me. Every artist
Mm,
that comes to the spot knows that. You know that. I've done that even at
for
Dying
sure,
Ray.
for
I
sure.
don't do
Yeah,
any of that. So
mm,
he followed those rules. So that lets me know he respects program. He respects things if
for
somebody
sure.
says it up front. So that's why I know it can happen. It's just it's on him at this point, and he knows that. And right now he's super successful having to do it. So that's a whole nother monster. And I'm right here for him, and he gonna be all right. I know he is. I know he is.
Well, let Lefty know. He got prayers coming from me and my family.
For sure.
Definitely got prayers over him. And man, also man, praying for you, your family, and keep you covered in this business. I know, probably you already know, man. My belief in you goes without saying.
Yeah.
You're gonna do You're gonna keep doing amazing things, bigger things, man. So I'm always praying over you and your family as well, and anything you're connected to. I believe that God answers prayers, and I believe with those prayers, you're gonna be fine. There's always gonna be ups and downs. That's life, right?
Right.
But at the end of it all, you're going to be fine. You know what I mean? So I'm so glad that Lefty has somebody like you, and OTR. They're helping him, and I'm sure
For
they're helping
sure,
him.
man. You got an
So
amazing team around him.
that's awesome. So what do you from now to the future? What do you see for 50 million? And are you excited about the future of what you got going on with that?
I'm super excited. We have so many things in the works, just new projects. Get ready for E40's new project that I was able to
Huge, huge. Shout out to
produce.
E40 for sure,
Make sure y'all gonna run Cushion Orange Juice too. That was exciting to be a part of.
bro. You working,
Uh,
bro?
huh?
You working, bro?
Yeah, yeah.
I
It's
love it.
AG Chuck. We got a lot of stuff coming with him. And get
Okay,
ready for the UCLA compilation. And some stuff in TV and film that I'm working on as well. Some TV
okay,
show stuff that I don't know if I can talk about yet because I got to sign this thing. But
for sure.
on something that's very very culturally relevant to Los Angeles.
Dope.
Man, fuck it, we right here. I'm working on the Snowfall spinoff, so we're gonna
Come
make
on,
sure that
man.
yeah we
Fire.
yeah. So I'm excited about that and
Congrats,
yeah,
bro. Wow.
thank you, thank you. Um,
Wow.
and me and Issa, we still cooking up. So 7 to 7 is a very real thing. Stay tuned. I'll be calling you soon about that. So
7 for sure.
just
That's
staying
fire.
moving, man.
Yeah.
Just moving forward, throwing more points on the board, and just really understanding, like, bro, I'm really like a brand new artist in producing spaces, in this spaces, in a bunch of new places. So it's exciting as hell, bro. Exciting as hell. I just know we got to run it into the Olympics all of LA, from content to art to food to music to fashion to community. It's our chance to financially change everybody around us life these next three
Yeah,
years with the
man.
amount of business that's gonna be in this city. So I want everybody to get ready and gear up because I'm for sure gonna be at that motherfucker getting my thing off for sure.
P, I want to my man Tafashe. Um, he left a comment and I do want to answer, but I want to see what you think about this also. I would love for you to pour into this person real quick. So this is what he said. He said, yesterday morning the police towed my car while doing DoorDash. Lucky, you've always been positive. Can you please speak on staying resilient through life's adversity? Proud, could you speak on could you speak on them to what it's like being resilient through it? You know, like I know, adversity coming from Compton, being in the music industry, being independent. You know, dealing with kids, dealing with baby mothers, dealing with life in general. Um, how to stay resistant through resilient. I'm sorry, through adversity.
If you truly are a believer in higher powers and signs and things of that nature, then when one thing is usually stopped is meaning you have to go do another thing or it's time to stop doing that thing because it wouldn't have stopped. And if you want to go through, we can use him as an example.
Ah, y'all, he right back. He right back. Boom. The devil tried it, but he gonna win today.
Yeah, it's that if your car got towed while you were doing DoorDash, it's meaning because you're doing DoorDash to pay for something that you really really want to do. Maybe you should go do what you really want to do and get ready to put your back against the wall and knock that out.
Mm,
Sometimes keep you from your dream. And I'm a firm believer in sometimes you have to be broke and be down to really crack something inside of you to go be your biggest self. And that's what I look at. That's what resilience is to me. I don't see bumps in the road anymore. I don't see anything for any reason. Like I was supposed to go fly somewhere, and for some reason I couldn't get there. It was for some business, and the old me
mm,
would have been pissed, like fuck, da da da. All I did was, I guess God didn't want me there. Let's get to work. It ain't deep like that no
yeah,
more.
yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I mean? It's more so like I move in a flow. I move at a pace that's a flow because my flow is all positive. I mean no harm to anybody. I'm not stealing from nobody. I'm not lying to nobody. So my life is whatever it's gonna be. I know it's getting pushed by a higher power.
yeah, yeah,
So there's no resilience. Of course you're gonna have good and bad days because we're artists and we're human too. But we're artists, so we tick a little different than
yeah.
humans. I understand that just comes with art. Like you're gonna have those days where, but now I just know I'm an artist and that's the day I'm having. Tomorrow it's not gonna be like that.
Right, right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? So that's how I deal with all that kind of stuff. I will say, man, my battles these days come with uh dealing with people I was personal with prior and knowing that they don't know this new version of me when we talk. That's my new battle I have.
Yeah,
And I know that I'm not finna be on the phone like, it's not me no more. Nah, 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 nah. I'm not doing all that either. So those are the things where somebody will take this new version of me and think that the old one ain't here neither. Where I gotta be like, hey nigga, watch it now. It's
right,
not you.
right.
All right. So that's my new thing I have to be resilient to. When the gas and when the brake on my past relationship, people I've had in the past. As
Right,
far as right now, everybody now is conditioned to know the type of person I am, what I'm going to do, and what I'm not going to do. More importantly, everybody knows what I'm not going to do, and
for sure.
that's where everything has been great.
Wow. And Tafashe, man, man, that was dope. I hope you take heed to what Prob is saying. We talk about a guy who's been through tons of things. You know what I mean? Just in life in general. And if I could add to that, I would say, man, I believe in prayer. I believe prayer works. Um, I've been in situations where I don't know where. I remember I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with y'all because I'll be very vulnerable. Um, just a couple of months ago, I was backed up. My car note was backed up like 2 months, two and some months. It was almost at that like we about to repo uh, day, like 60 day almost whatever. And I was backed up rent almost 2 months, and I and I was working, trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? Trying to do more, trying to go harder, but sometimes life just be kicking your butt, and sometimes you'll go out to. Here's the thing I thought was amazing, right? I say those seem like a bad time, but let me tell you what's amazing about that. I tried to go out and do all the things I wasn't supposed to do to get the money, right? I called people that were doing other things that I tried to do that wouldn't answer phone calls. And I tried to move into other positions and do stuff that people wouldn't have nothing for me all of a sudden. You know what I mean? And I even tried to do promo on Instagram one time for like super cheap, trying to build up some money and no comments. I got almost 80,000 followers. To get not one comment is crazy.
Right,
So I believe that God was like, no, you either sit down and let me take care of it, or I'm gonna just keep closing doors. You're
right,
gonna sit in what you sit in. So um, once I gave it up and I prayed about it, and literally a check came from somewhere. 2 days later, they covered everything, covered my
right,
car note, covered my rent, everything, and extras. And people can look at that like non-believers can look at that as like, oh, coincidence, a check came or whatever. But I don't believe in coincidences like that. I prayed for something and it showed up.
right,
So even if you late for rent 2 days, or you late for a car note, or your car got stolen, or life happens. I mean, look, man, I believe in prayer. I believe you obviously the grind don't stop. Grind for sure, but also believe in prayer. And if you pray about it and sincerely give it to God, don't worry about it. Like Prime said, all right, well, I was supposed to have that. Let me keep moving.
Mm-hmm.
That's the key, because that shows your patience, and that shows you don't, the saying. The saying is worrying is worship. Worrying is like worshiping the problem, right? So if you sit in that, if you sit in that, you're gonna live in that.
Right.
So just pray about it. Understand that God can take care of anything. He can bless you in the next 2 minutes from prayer you ask. So do your grinding, work it out, pray about it. Trust me, you'll be all right. Trust me, even when you don't think you're all right. Even if this pass and nothing happens, even if you lose your car forever, even if whatever, you're going to be okay. You're going to be all right. And I'm saying that as somebody that be constantly going through things. I smile on camera because I'm happy. I am. But I am human. I go through stuff. So, but I just need you to understand that prayer works. Keep your head up. Keep pushing forward. Prob, one more question. We out of here. At the end of it all, Jason Martin, problem, father, MC, songwriter, me nominated, all these things, actor, all these things. How do you want to be remembered?
It's a good question. I don't know yet. I don't know that answer yet. I don't know. I think that's more so a question. That's a question for when I'm done with all the stuff that I'm in the middle of, you know? I'll give you a premature answer right now if I told you what I want to be remembered for.
That's
Um,
quite all right.
I definitely know the real goal. The real answer is, as long as I'm remembered, that means I did my job.
mm, mm,
Long as after I'm gone, my work still stands. Those songs still come crazy, and but if I can be this thing that some kid can look to and take what I did and adjust it and take it through the moon and make it better, I
mm.
did my job. Just long as I am remembered, long as my family is taken care of when I'm not here, because that's the Martins. They he laid it out for them around L.A. where nobody
Yeah,
knows. Not don't fuck with that, because that's Los Angeles. That's Compton royalty. I did my job.
that's dope, man. P, man. I think first of all, I think that's awesome, and I think that's fair. Like you said, man, I don't know yet.
Yeah,
Because you're still in the thick of it. I remember
yeah.
somebody asked an OG. He said, "Man, why don't you write a book? Why don't you write a book about your life? Why don't you write an autobiography?" He said, "Nigga, I ain't done living."
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
it
living
was
is
just plain and simple. Like, nigga, I ain't done living.
right.
So P, man, thank you.
No,
I
thank
say
you.
thank you. I know you're busy. You're doing 100,000 things.
Yeah.
Not only is it 50 million media, you're doing 50 million things. So um, thank you for sharing this time with me, man. Like I said, you my brother. Is real love here. We really family, and I'm just glad to have shared this space. And also, I appreciate the many, 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 many gems you dropped today. I know the viewers were blessed with that. Amazing, amazing talent, amazing person, amazing father. I'm so honored and humbled to call you a friend.
Thank
Anything you want to let the people know that they can go tap into right now, or go follow, go all your things you want to drop on your way out?
Man, just make sure you just go on the DSPs, man, and type in Jason Martin and lose your mind for about 2-3 hours, man. The old shit, the new shit, all of it, man. Dial in and just keep supporting what we're doing over here. And yeah, man, y'all. Oh, another thing, if y'all can just make Luck let me put one more project on him. If y'all can do that, if y'all can make, just tell him I just need 3 days. I need one more project that I produce myself, solely myself, with Mike and Keys, my squad. If y'all can get him to do that, then this is a real chat.
I will say this, P. I'm not opposed to it.
Got it.
I said, that's
Got
what
it.
I said.
That's all I need. That's all I
I
needed to
said, I'm
hear.
opposed to
Because you know what I'm saying, I have a business. I can make that money do what it's gonna do. It's gonna shoot straight to you. Everybody eats, man. Everybody eats around here, man. Everybody eats. Man.
P, man, thank you, man. I love you, brother, and
Love you too,
I'll
man.
be tapping into with you. I'll be tapping in with you ASAP. Oh, and I gotta call you again for the next time. I don't want to make it so last minute about the studio. We'll talk about that another time, but Next time I keep you ahead of time, let you know when next time we're in the studio. I would love for you to come by again.
Oh, with 6. Got you. Say less.
My man. All right, bro. Love you,
All right,
man.
yeah. Love you soon, bro.
Hey, talk about fans, man. Talk about my fans. Talk about followers and viewers, man. Yo, that was dope. That was dope. Proud, this my brother, man, and it's so good we get together and chop it up. But I love having these kind of conversations. I said it before. What I want to build here is it's interesting because I was thinking about my YouTube page the other day because I like so many things. I like photography. I love doing interviews. I like making content, creating kind of videos. And I'll be thinking like, damn, do I have to have 3 different pages for that? But I don't want to do 3 different pages for that. I hope that you can come here and get what you like. And then if you learn to like something else, cool. But you can at least get what you like and then, bounce if you want to bounce. But I want to do interviews and I want to also talk about photography. And I also want to do content creators and tutorials and stuff like that. And I'm so glad that you guys are here with me on this ride. I do appreciate you all. Another dope interview for today, another dope conversation. Prob's doing amazing things. Look out for him. Go follow all his socials. Go IG, Problem354. Go, check his, like you said, check out all the DSPs, Apple Music, Spotify, under Jason Martin. Go tap into all his music, see what he got going on, man. And I thank y'all again for hanging out. Everybody in the chat, man. One Slow 520, Beach Boy, Missy Vaughn, Sunshine Baby, Tafashe, Easy Money. What the deal? BW, what up? Man, everybody in here, man. I appreciate y'all hanging out, man. It's just Nick. I see you, man. Everybody showing love. Everybody hanging out. I just appreciate y'all. Rich Religion LA. What's good? What's good? What's good? McAdoo was definitely in the building. Clarissa was definitely in the building. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Yeah, man. Hollywood. What's that? Hollywood MC Zeal. So many dope people. Pablo Rodriguez. What the deal? What up? Everybody, man. I'm so happy that you guys stopped by today. I got an idea for my the next person I want to interview. I'm excited. I can't announce this yet. I got to lock it in first. So yeah. Oh, you said Easy Money. Say what's next, studio? So I'll say you'll be hearing soon. And I have been in the studio. I must admit. I'll say that I have been in the studio, and you'll be hearing soon. I don't know if I can speak on it just yet, but hearing soon. I've been working on something. I've been doing some things, and God is good. I'll say that. God is good, man. Who's that? Key in the kitchen? Is that Key? Oh, hey, Key. I love you. Key, I miss you, man. I'm so mad I ain't stopped by your house and, just to hang out at least. Key, I miss you, man. I really do, man. Love you. OG, salute. Oh, I know, Sunshine Baby. Look, me and Rio supposed to hook up actually and start doing Relatable again. I got to get with him ASAP. I know times have been crazy. He was getting a lot of work on his spot done, so we was kind of trying to work that out. But Rio's my man. We definitely going to get back in there and do Relatable. I'm sorry, and get that going again. Thanks for even inquiring about that because I got to call. I'm probably going to call Rios after this and see. Yes, Key, I'm going to bring Chaz, even though that's why you asking me to come so I can bring her. No, I'm messing with you. I love you, Key. But yeah, I'm about to get up out of here, man. Thank y'all for tapping in. I'm gonna let her know that too. Thank y'all for tapping in, man. I'm looking forward to another dope interview next week, and hopefully y'all hang out with me again because this was cool. This is cool, and I appreciate y'all hanging out. Yeah, look forward to more. Tap my IG BADLUCC. I mean, put my banner. Oh, my banner's still going at the bottom. You see at the bottom, BADLUCC354, my IG. I'm on Kick also. I'm on Kick also under Good Luck TV. So if you can, hey, follow me on Kick also. I don't have no followers. I just real need to start make a Kick account. So I made one, and I don't have no followers on it. But if you follow me, then I will have 1 follower. And then if 2 of y'all do it, I'll have 2 followers. So salute to all the clovers in the chat. Y'all are amazing, man. I love y'all, man. So I'm about to get up out of here. I got to get back to work. But I love y'all for hanging out. Thank y'all for sitting down with me this whole time. Look forward to next week. Next week, I'll have somebody else dope. And we'll do this all over again. Salute. I love y'all. I'm out.